Hi, yoga friends. I have a little holiday reset video for you here. Whether you need to just kind of take a break from the Christmas cookies and the cocktails, find a little time for yourself. Maybe you have a lunch break, if you aren't on holiday yet, and you can just squeeze in a quick practice. This is designed for that. You could do it on your own, or maybe gather loved ones and friends together and have a group yoga session. Santa's going to want to know if you've been nice or naughty to your body this year. So you still have a couple of days left to get some goodness in. I hope this practice serves you well. We will begin in the middle of our mats on our shins, seated on our shins in Virasana, hero's pose. So I will meet you guys there. We have Scruffer in the background who's all nestled up in his bed. It's a cold and wet night here, so everybody's wanting to get cozy. Let's begin with the knees together. If this isn't comfortable for you, like on the shins, go ahead and pad up your mat, get a blanket. A little extra padding or support could feel nice. I'm just stretching my toes back behind me and sitting on the tops of my feet and ankles. And let's just straight away close our eyes. Take a few moments here to just let your body land. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose and let it go with a sigh, relaxing those shoulders down. And straight away, just begin to bring your awareness to your breathing. If you've been running around in holiday mode, this is probably one of the first opportunities you've had to reconnect with your body and your breath. And it's always, always wonderful to be reminded how good it feels, right? When we just carve out even 5 minutes to sit and be with our breath and our body, everything comes back into balance pretty quickly. We're just observing the flow of the breath in and out through the nose, giving yourself permission to relax into this and let it be all you need to be doing right now, just sitting and breathing. Everything else can wait. Try to stretch the inhale out so that you let it land in your belly and then rise on up through the ribs, all the way up to the collarbones. And then stretch the exhale out, just letting it slowly contract and withdraw the navel to the spine, emptying yourself out. Let's do one more deep, conscious, intentional breath in, letting the belly and the ribs and the chest all expand. And on that exhale, empty out fully. Good, ease the eyes open, keep a nice steady breath as we flow. We'll interlace the hands together and just flip them up to the sky, getting a nice stretch through our wrists, relaxing those inner shoulders. And just start an easy tick-tock from side to side, stretching out the side body, the ribs, all that connective tissue that gets tight, right? And then the next time that you come over to the right side, just release that right hand down, stretch the left arm overhead. Press your ribs to the left as you anchor down firmly through the hips. Oh. Reaching the fingertips away. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, we're going to cactus that arm, roll the left shoulder back, and take your gaze up to the sky. Feel this rotation in the upper back through the torso. Big breath in. Exhale, bring the arm back and overhead, and let it sweep across the front of the body, and we'll just take that on to the other side. The left hand grounds as the right arm comes up and overhead. Root through the hips and the legs, stretching the ribs to the right. Relax your head here. Reach as far to the left as you can. And take a deep breath in. As you exhale, we're going to cactus that arm, roll that right shoulder back and look up to the sky. Again, feeling a nice rotation in the chest. Breathing in, Breathing out as you re-stretch the arm overhead and around and in front of the body. Now arms come back behind you. Turn the fingertips back and away from you. We're gonna roll the shoulders back, lifting the center of the chest. Take a deep breath in here. Feel yourself fill up. And as you exhale, just tilt the chin up towards the sky as you squeeze your shoulder blades onto your back, getting a nice chest opener here. For those of you who would like to go a little bit deeper, take a breath in again. And as you exhale, press into the tops of the feet and the shins and scoop the tailbone under as you lift the hips. Continue to look up to the sky, stretching the front line of the body. A nice little squeeze to the glutes here. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, come on down. Now keep your left hand grounded. As you inhale, you're going to lift up and sweep the right arm overhead. And you're going to look down and back at that left hand. Breathe in, stretch out the body. Breathe out and come back down. Grounding the right fingertips. Inhale as we sweep the left arm overhead. Look back and down at that right hand. Press the hips forward, stretch out the front line of the body. As you exhale, come on down. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, right arm sweeps overhead. Look back and down at the left hand. On the exhale, switch sides. Root down the right hand, lift the left. Look back and down at the right. And come on down. Beautiful. Release. Let's come into a tabletop position, stacking our wrists and our shoulders, our knees and our hips. I'm going to take the position of turning my fingertips back towards my knees for an additional wrist stretch. You could also kind of flipper your hands out to the side or just take the traditional hand position. But we'll come into a few rounds of cow and cat. So as you breathe in, soften your ribs, lift your tailbone, lift your heart, and point the crown of the head up to the sky. Soften the belly as you stretch out. On the exhale, press into the hands, the tops of the feet, and round, tucking your chin to chest and really pressing into your hands to open up the back side. Inhale, find extension. Lengthen the spine. Soften the ribs, pull the shoulders down the back. Exhale, contract now. Pull the navel up towards the spine, chin to chest, and spread your shoulder blades onto your back. One more inhale. Exhale to round into yourself. Maybe close the eyes here to feel into the body. Good. Release into neutral. If you took a different hand position, come back to traditional. We'll tuck the toes under here and then simply lift up and back into downward facing dog. Let's go ahead and move by bending one knee and then the other, taking some movement here that will feel nice to the body. Stretching out the hamstrings, shaking the head yes and no to release tension in the neck. And just overall feeling good in our body as we lengthen that spine, stretch our heels to the floor. Sometimes we just need to come into this inverted position to make everything right again, right? If you've been running around, you need to take a pause, or you just feel like your body and your mind could use a little reset, this is a great pose to come into. Few breaths in down dog, and your world will be good again. And take a deep breath in, and let's exhale back down to hands and knees. We're going to stretch the right leg back and lift it up. Point the toes, and as you inhale, stretch the toes up towards the sky, stretch your heart forward. On the exhale, we're going to round knee to nose, pulling the knee in, and then rounding the spine, pushing the mat away. Good, inhale, nice stretch of the toes back, lift the heart. Exhale, curl it in. Keep pressing into the hands, rounding the spine, lifting the belly. One more inhale, stretch it back. Exhale, contract, pull the core in. Now those left toes, tuck them underneath. And as you exhale here, we're going to come into three-legged dog. So you're going to stretch that right leg back all the way behind you. Press your left heel to the floor, square your hips here, and square your shoulders as you press forward and down into your hands. Take a nice breath in, lengthen. As you exhale, bend the knee and open the hip. We're going to stack here, right hip on top of the left. The shoulders still stay square, but we're opening up that hip joint. Maybe you want to roll the ankle out. Oh yeah, feels good. Maybe even a few rotations with the knee. Nice big circles. Kind of move that energy around, get the snap, crackles, and pops out. Beautiful. And then square the hips one more time, send those toes back, and then release the right foot down to meet the left. Let's inhale, come up on the toes, come forward into plank pose. Stretch your heels back behind you. Tailbone reaches towards the heels, heart reaches forward. Keep your neck in line with your spine, round between the shoulder blades just slightly, and pull your belly button in. Cinch in the waistline like you have a corset on. As you inhale, rock forward on your toes. Exhale down to the belly, untucking the toes. Keep your elbows close to your rib cage. Inhale, lift the heart, cobra pose. Finding a nice back bend here. Anchor the tailbone towards the floor. Big breath in. Exhale to release. Tuck the toes under, come through hands and knees. And then back to your downward facing dog. Tailbone lifts high. Heels stretch towards the floor. Big breath in. Exhale to release. Good. Lower the knees to the mat on your next breath in. And then inhale that left leg back behind you. Point the toes, lift the leg, stretch the heart forward as you breathe in. As you exhale, round and curl knee to nose, lifting the navel towards the spine. So contract your abdominal muscles here. Inhale as we stretch back. Exhale as we round and curl in. One more. Inhale, lengthen back. Exhale, pull it in. Now right toes stay tucked. Inhale, lift into your three-legged dog on this side. Exhale as you stretch your right heel to the floor and reach back with those left toes. Keeping the hip points squaring to the mat. Press evenly through the hands. Find a big breath in and lengthen. On the exhale, let's bend the knee. Stack your hips here. Feel how that opens up that left hip joint. Roll out the ankle. Maybe take some circles with the knee. Remember, this is your practice, so do what feels good. And make sure that you find time to practice during the holiday busyness. Stretch that left leg back behind you, square the hips. On the exhale, left foot comes down to meet the right. Inhale, come forward into plank. Let's stack here. On the exhale, lower down to the belly. This time, as you untuck the toes, take your hands off the mat and make little tents with the fingertips. Let your elbows line up with your wrists. Press down into the feet and the finger pads. And inhale, let's peel ourselves up into this version of cobra pose. Keep the heart lifted. Keep lengthening from your navel to the collarbones. Breathe in. On the exhale, roll yourself down nice and easy. Good. Again, inhale, rise up. Kind of make a little cobra shape with the neck. On the exhale, this time, right shoulder to the center of the mat. Twist to look over your left. Really nice stretch in the front of the right shoulder here. Breathe in and come back through center, lift up. Exhale, other side. Left shoulder dips down as you look over the right. Big breath in, roll yourself through center. And on the exhale, take it on down. Beautiful. Hands alongside the ribs. Elbows draw in. Tuck the toes. Maybe this time you come through hands and knees or right up through plank. And then exhale into your downward facing dog. Nice big breath in here. Let it go with a shaking it all out. Nice. Now come up high on your toes. Look forward at your thumbs. Tiptoe your way to the top of the mat, all the way to the top. Hang out on the toes. Keep the heels lifted. Breathe in. On the exhale, slowly lower the heels down and come into your forward fold. Grab opposite elbows if you'd like, or interlace your hands behind your head for a nice stretch of the neck. Anything that would feel good to you here to find your release. Taking time here to reconnect with breath and body. Being okay if something feels tight, right? It just happens. But hey, you're on your mat. You've made it, and that's the best part. Good, let's rise up. Big breath. As we come up, circle the arms out alongside of you. Reach for the sky. And on the exhale, draw your hands down to your heart center. Pause for a moment. Press your thumbs into that heart space. Just take a breath or two in gratitude. It's such a beautiful time of year. Celebrations, gatherings, memories, right? Traditions, things that are meaningful to us. Don't let them slip by. Try to be as present as possible with each person, each occasion, right? It's really all that matters in this life. Our love and how we love and who we're with and our presence in those times. Let's open the eyes here, take a deep breath in, sweep the arms overhead. On the exhale, we're gonna fold all the way forward with a flat back. Lift up halfway, fingertips to shins here. Make a nice straight spine as you look down past the top of your mat. Feel your navel pull in, engage your core. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, hands to the mat, step that left foot back. We're gonna come into warrior one. So you're gonna ground that back ankle and heel down. Toes are gonna angle up to the corner of the mat. You're gonna stack your right knee over your right ankle and then building the pose from the ground up, press into your feet to rise. Beautiful. If you need to, take a moment to either widen your stance or bring your hands to your hips to kind of square them off. We want a squarish position towards the top of the mat. Palms will face each other, pinky fingers turn in. Really root through your feet, especially that back leg. And I want you to feel that internal rotation of your back thigh, right? It's wrapping in towards the center line. Take a breath in here, and as you breathe out, sweep your arms back into airplane arms, palms facing down. Bring the shoulder blades to kiss onto the back as you open the front of your chest. And if you feel like it, interlace your hands here, and then press the palms together, stretch your knuckles towards the back of the mat. Open up the chest, breathe in, and if you feel like it, breathe out and lower the crown of the head down inside that inner thigh, finding humble warrior here. Keep lifting your hands up and away from your low back. Breathe in, breathe out. Very nice. Now with the strength of your legs, rise up, release the hands, reach them to the sky. On your exhale, open to warrior two pose. This is a reconfiguration of the feet, so the heel and the arch of the back foot align. You want to bend into your front knee until it stacks over the ankle. And then you want your hips and your shoulders to align as well. Stretch your fingertips out from your heart. Look forward past your middle finger. Get really strong in your legs. Take a deep breath in. On the exhale, let's sink a little bit deeper, opening up those hips. Feel that. Oh, yeah. Good. Now on the next breath in, straighten the front leg, reverse back, reverse triangle. Stretching from your right big toe out through your fingers. Really root through that back leg and feel the length of your right side. Inhale, rise up. On the exhale, we're going to tilt the pelvis back. We're going to reach forward with those right fingers, bringing the torso out over our thigh, and then right hand down to the inside of your right calf, and then the left arm comes up. 12 o'clock. Now wrap your left shoulder back, tuck your right sit bone underneath you, kind of point it towards your back heel, and then lift your gaze up towards your thumb. Beautiful, stable triangle pose, Trikonasana. Now take a breath in. On the exhale, bend into your front knee, and then place your forearm to your thigh. Sweep that top arm overhead, extended side angle. If you're feeling sassy, go ahead and bring your right fingertips down to the mat. Lean your right forearm and shoulder into your right leg. Maybe take a half bind with your top arm, wrapping that left hand back behind you, wrapping the left shoulder back. Good. Breathe in here, soften into the hips, soften the grip in your feet. One more breath. On the exhale, unwind. So cartwheel your hands down. We're going to step back, downward facing dog. Big breath in. Let it go. Ah. Inhale forward into plank pose. Get strong here as you press into your hands, pressing the earth and the mat away. Exhale from your core, pull the hips back, downward facing dog. Good, little energy flow. Inhale as we come forward, land in your plank, nice and strong. Exhale from the navel, pull it back, drop the heels. One more time, inhale, take it forward. On the exhale, pull it back. Good, bring the toes closer towards one another, bend the knees, look forward. Let's take a little hop to the top of the mat. Halfway lift as you lengthen the spine. Exhale as you fold forward. Inhale as we stand to rise, restack the body, lift the arms overhead, and then exhale, thumbs to the heart. Pause, feel the warmth, feel the energy that you're moving and creating. That same flow on the other side. Now eyes open. Inhale, big breath. Sweep the arms to the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Nice flat back. Halfway lift. Extending the spine here. Bringing the hands to the mat, stepping the right foot back, and then anchoring that heel down. Toes point towards the top corner of your mat. From the ground up, we rise, press into the feet. Bring the arms up and overhead. Take a moment to finesse your pose. So if you need to widen your stance, if you need to step your foot forward, if you need to rebend into the knee or position the hips a little bit more, take a moment to do that. And then settle in once you feel like you're comfortable. Really use the energy of your back leg to anchor you into this strong pose. Pressing into the outer edge of your right foot. Shoulders stay soft. Breathe in. As you breathe out, we'll sweep the arms back, lean the chest forward, find those airplane arms. Keep the legs strong. You can stay here or find a clasp. And maybe this time the opposite thumb is on top. A big hug of the shoulders towards one another here, reaching the knuckles back behind you. Staying here, keeping the legs strong, or on an exhale, folding in for humble warrior. The crown of the head points down here, the arms lift up and away from the low back. Keep drawing the shoulders away from the ears. Keep grounding strongly through the legs. Wherever you are, breathe in. And take a long breath out. Be thankful for these breaths that support us. And now we root to rise, press into the feet, and sweep the arms up and overhead. On your exhale, open, warrior two. So take a moment, find your configuration here, heel to arch, bend into the front knee. Square the hips and the shoulders and extend the arms out. A nice vertical spine here. Strong legs, again, that back leg supporting you so that you can bend even more deeply into that front knee. Look out past your middle finger, front middle finger, and activate your arms, but keep your shoulders soft. Beautiful. One more breath in, strong warrior two. Exhale, reverse triangle. Front leg straightens, left arm reaches up and overhead. Relax that right arm down beside the right leg, and then really feel the length you're creating along your left side. Breathing in, breathing out. Beautiful. Inhale, rise up. Restack yourself here. As you exhale, we're going to tilt from the pelvis, lean out over that front thigh, and then release the left hand to the inside of our left calf as our right arm comes to 12 o'clock. Scoop that left sit bone underneath you and energetically pull it back to your right back heel. Wrap your left shoulder back and roll your chest open. Breathe in. Find stability. Anchor into the pose. Nice breath in, and on the exhale, we're going to bend into the front knee, forearm to thigh here, and sweep that top arm overhead. Creating, again, a long line of energy and angle along the right side. Now, you may want to drop left fingertips to the floor, inside that left calf, and maybe take the half bind here as well, wrapping right arm back behind you. Just options. Find what feels good for you, and really honor it. One side's going to be different than the other. Wherever you are, remember to breathe. That's the bit that's not negotiable. Breathing, breathing. Breath comes first. Good. One more breath here. On the exhale, unwind from wherever you are. Plant both hands. Step back to plank pose. Separate your feet a little bit wider than hips width. Roll both heels to the left. Now, land on your left hand. Bring the right arm up. Vashisthasana. So my feet are staggered here. You can also step that right foot up about halfway and bend the knee. Or you might want to stack the feet right on top of each other. Press into the left hand, lift from your obliques. Breathe in. On the exhale, roll back to plank. You can drop the knees if you need to. Right over to the other side. Heels drop to the right. Land on that right hand. Stack your shoulders and lift your left. Options include walking that left foot up halfway, bending the knee, or maybe stacking both feet, finding your core, and then radiating energy out from there. Nice and strong. One more breath in. On the exhale, back to plank. Lower the knees down. Find a child's pose. Yay. Take a two or three breaths here. And let's bring the arms back alongside of us, palms facing up. And let the forehead rest on the mat. Take a few breaths here. Just notice how you burned off some of those Christmas cookies, some of the maybe anxiety or anxiousness that comes with big gatherings and lots going on. Or maybe you don't have anything like that happening and it just feels good to be here regardless. Enjoy the breaths. Beautiful. And then slowly round yourself up, tuck your chin towards your chest. Give those shoulders a couple of good loops, just releasing any tension that might have crept up in there. Nice. And then we'll just slide the hips off to one side and we'll come to extend the legs out in front of us. Now, draw the right heel in and cross the foot across your left extended leg. Flex your left toes back behind you. or towards you, and then bring your right hand back behind you. We're going to use that as a little prop or a kickstand to keep our spine nice and tall. Bring the left arm up, and then either wrap it around the front of your shin or bring the elbow to the outside of the right knee. Taking a breath in to lengthen our spine. And as we exhale, we're going to take a twist here. So we may need a little digestive help over the holidays, right? Lots of rich food, things we don't typically eat. And any version of this is a great and wonderful digestive release and support pose. So keep breathing in and lengthening the spine on the in-breath. And as you breathe out, that's when you can find depth in your twist. Looking over the right shoulder, bringing out the belly, the ribs, right? The shoulders, the back. Good, one more breath. And then on the exhale, come to unwind. Nice. Now we're going to bring the right foot, the sole of it, inside the left leg. Keep the right arm where it is. We're going to sweep up onto that right shin. And then just extend the left arm overhead, pressing the hips forward, coming into a stargazer pose here. Nice stretch for the front of the body. Breathe in. Breathe out as you come down. And we'll switch sides. Extend the right leg forward. Draw the left heel in. Cross the foot over to the outside of the right leg. And then prop yourself up on your fingertips. The left hand back behind you. Right arm extends. Option one is to hug and draw that knee towards your right shoulder, or the other version, hooking elbow outside of the knee. While you breathe in, you want to find the length in the spine. So from the tailbone up through the crown. And while you breathe out, that's when you find your twist. So this side could feel different. Just honor that. It's not a good or a bad thing. It just is. Breathing in, we extend. Breathing out, we deepen. And just following that flow, working the twist from the bottom, right, from the belly, and then up through the ribs, the spine, the chest, the shoulders, the neck. One more breath in. On the exhale, we'll release and unwind back to the front. Bring the sole of the left foot inside of your right thigh. Keep your left hand back behind you, and as you inhale, sweep that right arm overhead as you come up onto your left shin. Kind of ran out of some room back behind me, but press your hips forward, and then stretch out that front body. One more breath. On the exhale, we'll bring it on down. Nice. Now, bring the soles of the feet together. Here's a nice, juicy, seated hip opener. The closer you draw your heels in, the deeper the sensation you're going to feel in the inner legs. So your call as to where you would like that to be. You can interlace your hands underneath your feet and just gently guide your knees down towards the mat. Keep your spine nice and long. Find some good breaths here. If you'd like to intensify this, lean the chest out over the inner thighs. You will feel, guaranteed, a little kick there. Just breathe into it. Enjoy it. Take it to whatever level of sensation feels right for you today. Thank your body. Thank yourself for being here, showing up, breathing, moving, flowing, right? It'll put everything back together for you in a good way. You need that compass. Come back. All right. Release from that. Come on down to the mat. We'll take our feet wide. Bring the arms out to cactus and just allow the knees to drop from side to side. Taking a few windshield wipers before we come into a little bit of rest. So if it's not practical for you to lie down in Shavasana, then just take a seat And give yourself permission to just rest for a few moments, eyes closed. Hands can be wherever feels right, maybe one hand on the belly, one hand on the heart. And take the time that you need to just settle in, to receive, to acknowledge the shift in your energy and maybe your frame of mind, to notice the reconnection, and to be reminded about how good this actually feels. Right? Time for ourselves ultimately becomes time for others, because when we take care of ourselves first, we can better serve those around us. So, giving yourself the permission to take care of you so that you may be there for others. And you may pause here as long as you would like. When you're ready, I invite you to take a full body stretch. Really, really stretch it out. Hugging the knees into the chest and bringing yourself up to a seated position if you're not already there. And we'll just take a moment here, eyes closed, hands at the heart center, to be in gratitude, to be an acknowledgement of how beautiful this season is and how fortunate we all are. To honor the season, we've just entered into the solstice, or had the solstice. We're entering into Capricorn, a new zodiac sign. We're wrapping up the year. Such an amazing thought. Who would have thunk, right? It came so quickly. So leave 2022 with what you want to leave with, and bring into 2023 all that you wish to strive for. Thumbs to third eye center. Let's bow to one another as we say namaste. Thank you, my yogis. I hope that this was something that could bring a little boost to your holiday time, a little reset. It was my honor to guide you as always, and thank you for supporting me. It means so much. And let's go into 2023 with lots of love and sunshine. Namaste, my sunshine yogis. Thank you.